Hi, this is Meredith Eisenberg with virtualbooktour.com, and today we are going to talk about what to do when your book tour is over, how to leverage your book tour to build your platform and sell more books. So your tour is over, so now what are your next steps? Your 4 next steps are to evaluate how your tour went, to begin to build some relationships with the people who helped you on your tour, to recycle all of the stuff that you wrote and created for the tour, and of course to keep building. So the first step is to evaluate. You need to look at what your goals were, did you meet them, what worked well and what didn't work well. Obviously, next time you want to do more of what worked well and less of what didn't work well. You also want to really pay attention to who were your best partners, because those are the people that over time you want to develop mutually beneficial relationships with so that you can keep growing both of your businesses together. And finally, after you spend some time looking at your goals and whether or not they were met and what worked and what didn't, you need to think about what are going to be the next steps in your marketing campaign. One of the first next steps, and one of the easiest ones, is to recycle some of the content that you created for your blog tour. Articles can turn into blog posts can turn into articles. You can collect a bunch of articles or blog posts together and create an ebook that you give away or sell on your site. Or you could even create an actual book. I know of quite a few people who have written their books by blogging. If you did a teleseminar or a webinar, you can have that transcribed, and you can use that as an ebook or separate it out into blog posts or articles. With a webinar or a video, you can strip the audio out and submit it as podcasts. So there are multiple ways to use all of these different ideas that you have. And the more different formats you put them in, the more people will respond to them, and the more your ideas will get out, and the more books you will ultimately sell. Which brings me to my last point here. You need to keep building. You need to nurture the relationships with the people that you really enjoyed working with, so that over time you can keep building. Maybe there's something you can do to help them. Maybe now that you've built up a fan base, you can promote their blog or their products to your list. Keep adding content. It doesn't have to be a lot all at once, an article here, a podcast there. Over time, all of that builds into quite a sizable amount of information about you and links about you on the web, which ultimately builds your traffic and your visibility. And finally, figure out what you can do that's new and different. There are always new things happening on the web, and there are always ways to innovate. Don't be afraid to try. One of the things I really like about the internet is that you can try, and if it doesn't work, you usually aren't out a lot other than the time that you spent putting into it, but none of it's very expensive to do. So keep building and keep moving your marketing along. If you're just getting started, or if you'd like more tips on how to create a virtual blog tour or market your books online, you can download my free report, 101 Great Ways to Build Your Platform and Sell More Books Online, at http virtualblogtour.com.